Facebook? What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Tmde, Week 7 Browns edition. Wow, we got a lot to talk about, but let's get to it. The first thing I got to introduce my special guest, one of my homeboys, a lifetime friend. He is a graduate of Ashton University and a collegiate baseball player who helped take Ashton to their first World Series. He's a former head coach of New London, Ohio, and currently the varsity coach in our hometown, Ohio. Kim is in the building. Hey, what's good, player?
How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. Now we got another esteemed guest. He's a former instructor of Ohio Media School and former radio host of WTAM, and is currently the producer of the Ken Carmen Morning Show with Anthony Lineman. 92.3 The Fans. Double A Anthony Alfred is in the building. Anthony, what's good, baby?
Yo, great to be here. I'm excited.
No doubt. Now, fellas, you know what we here for. We here for Browns, and Mo Browns. And I know y'all got a lot. I know y'all got a lot to get off y'all chest, man. You know, it's been a very tumultuous week for the Cleveland Browns, man. You know, I don't know what's going on right now. You know, it is what it is. We can only assume and speculate. But if you're watching right now, please do me a favor. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We can take the comments right now if you want to talk. You got something you want to say, hey, we can try to answer it. It is what it is. And make sure you also go to my other sister channel, Circle of Nerds, where we do all kinds of nerdy content. It's me, Tmde, Jay Quellen, all of us. It is what it is. All right, fellas, let's get back to it. So, what should be Baker's first priority? Should he get surgery or should he return to the field? Now, fellas, I'm going to open up to the floor. Whoever want to go first, go ahead, take your time.
I'm going to say this. Because I think you gotta answer it two ways. I think you got to answer it what's best for Baker personally and what's best for the Browns, if you will.
Agreed.
If I was advising Baker, what I would tell him is, you know, you take your time, you make sure you're fully healthy. You know, the acronym NFL, you know, it also means not for long. So, you know, the type of injury he has, I mean, I know it's a labrum on his non-throwing arm, but still, an injury is an injury. And if I was advising him, I'd be like, you know, you need to take your time. If you know, you getting advised to have surgery, you go ahead and have the surgery or whatever, and take it from that angle. That's if I'm Baker personally. Now, from the Browns standpoint, Baker also has to think about he has some money on the line.
You damn sure do.
A whole lot of money on the line.
Yeah,
life's changing.
Yeah, and the longer you know, he's sitting on the sideline playing happy cheerleader, you know, that leaves for the opportunity for you know, the Browns front office to say, you know, we don't have to give you these chips with that dip, and you know, we can let you bounce. So, you know, it's one of those catch-22 situations, man. But you know, the competitor is, I always give it up to him. I mean, he's quite the competitor. I'm sure he'll get out on the field probably prematurely and you know, have a go at it.
No doubt.
Wait a minute. So Baker can't be on the sideline and be like, "Hey, high five," you know, with the sling, and it's just, "There you go, Case." You know, there you go. Just call it a day. Look. You're right. It's two screens of thought. Now, here's the thing, though. You know, Baker did not want to come off the field because of that money. He knows what's at stake. He knows with that money. He will not get it if he goes to surgery. He knows. He knows what's at stake. Here's the thing, though. He got injured with this. It's only week 7. So, like, I think if it was later in the season, I think if it was like, you know, playoff time and he had to like push through it, I think he could do it. But, you know, it's so early still in the season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough with Baker. So Baker, because of the money, because of what this money is going to mean, you know, for his future, and with all of his injuries that he has right now, I think he's going to try to come back and play. But if you're the Browns, I'm going to be honest. Baker hasn't been too hot at all. Yeah. Not since week 1. And it's just been a struggle. Case, I know Case Keenum's not – I'm not going to say Case Keenum's better than Baker, but you're getting the production that you need for a cheaper price than Baker right now. So, I mean, if you're the Browns, you just work with Baker and be like, hey, we want you back in. But then, like, as soon as Baker walks out the field, walks away, you're just like, don't let him play. Just don't let him play. Let him stay there, until he's better. It's just it's complex. It's very complex. But as a fan, I care about a Browns Super Bowl more than Baker's money. I know that's a bad thing to say from man to man.
No, it ain't. Not at all.
No, it ain't. You good.
But the number one goal is winning a championship. All right. If you would have played better, you would have this money by now. But he's played like trash. I ain't trying to steal somebody else's line here. He's been playing like trash. So that's why the money's not coming right now.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day. It's like anything. My thing is, if Baker was what the Browns was looking for, and I've said this several times, on my own personal social media or whatever, I'm thinking from the perspective is I want the guy that has it. I've never seen that it with Baker Mayfield. I've seen games where he's looked pretty good, but I've never seen that Lamar Jackson, that guy that you just I don't care what he playing he gonna do something at some point in this game.
He put the team on his back. Baker
That's
don't do
that. And what the Browns really need is they just need a distributor. They got playmakers galore. All the commercials and progressive and whatever Baker want to do, that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, they don't need you for that. They need you to get the ball to all those weapons they got. Case Keenum.
Wait a minute now. If Baker has hot nacho cheese, at his home, he can share those.
Yeah, he can share those. That's about all he gonna share because at the end of the day, if you think of the offensive weapons that the Browns have, man, I don't know if there's a more collective ensemble of talent from an offensive standpoint in the NFL today. So you can just get somebody that, heck, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't a Hall of Famer, but he knew how to get the ball to the people he needed to get the ball to. So at the end of the day, if I can find somebody who can distribute and I'm gonna pay him less, then that's the route I'm going at from a business sense. So if I'm in the Browns front office, that's how I'm thinking.
No doubt. So let me say this and we get on to the next one. This is my hot take real quick. I heard G. Bush said it this morning, and Mike Golick said it as well. If you're not 100% and you go out to that field and you can't perform, that's your damn fault. You got a job to do. So if you hurt, people play hurt all the time, but you're expected to go on the field and do your job. So it don't matter how you feeling. And I will take 100% Case Keenum over 65% Baker Mayfield all day.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, it's about the team, what's important for the team. And right now, this man, I worked in orthopedics for 2 years. This man has a fractured humerus, and not only with a labrum, you talking about surgery. The bone, it's always easy to heal the bone, but the ligaments, the tissue, man, it takes time. And honestly, I feel like the season is over with. I know, like Double A said, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is, and that's a actuality that we have to get used to. It is what it is. Case Keenum, give him the keys and let him drive.
And I'll say this real quick too, just to add on. When Golick, he was on the morning show yesterday. He was talking about. He was like, look. Okay, injuries have everybody. Everyone in the NFL right now is injured. Everyone in the NFL is injured. You're playing an extra game. I get it. Like Clowney's going to miss some games just for the hell of missing games. Just because, and that's just a whole other thing.
And he got his money already. You good.
Yeah.
He got his money, and he earned his money.
Right.
But with Baker, the issue, it would be one thing if he was lighting it up before the injury, and then the injury, dropped his performance. That would be one thing. But like you guys were saying, you need a quarterback that can make things happen. And so Stefanski has to call a game where everything has to go right for Baker to be right. The offensive line has to be right. The backfield has to be right. Everyone has to make catches. Everything has to go right for Baker to be right. If there's one thing that's wrong, even with play calling, forget with Baker. And that's just the reality. And you're going to have people who's just like, oh, well, Baker's better than Baker. Shut up. You need somebody who can perform.
No doubt.
And it's not happening so far. It's just not.
No doubt. Which leads us to our next question. Overall, how do y'all feel about Stefanski's play calling in the last few weeks? Well, I'm just going to start at the beginning of the season. Double A, go ahead, man. How you feel about it real quick?
It was great Thursday. It was great Thursday.
He kind of slipped off a little bit to me. He's just conservative. But I mean, just say how y'all feel.
My concern with Stefanski. So this is crazy because before Thursday, his team has struggled scoring in the first quarter. Although I thought with his first 15 plays, which is always scripted, I thought the first 15 plays are usually pretty good. I am a little surprised that he did go away for the play action, but I think he's kind of anticipating that other defenses are going to figure that out. Again, trying to maximize the strengths of Baker and others, and it's kind of hard.
Hey, look at this! Look at this comment. I'm a hater now. Ain't that some shit? I don't give a damn funny if he kissed my ass. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. Get out of here. Anyway, go ahead, Double A. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. But I'll say this though, with Stefanski, he's been fine so far. I think with him, my concern when the chips are down, I'm concerned about whether or not he can make the necessary in-game adjustments with his play calling to get the job done. I just don't know if he could do that. I go back to the playoff game last year against KC. You had an opportunity. Patrick Mahomes is not playing. And offensively, this team did not adjust. That was Stefanski's downfall in Minnesota. That's actually why he's here, because he lost that game in the playoffs. So that's my only concern. But the thing is, overall, Stefanski does a great job. But the in-game adjustments, especially when you're in a division like we are with the AFC North, where every week you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit every single week. I need to see Stefanski's ability to call plays during the game and adjust if the defense combats their initial, first 15 plays.
Mm-hmm. Junior, how you feel, my brother?
I'm going to say this. I think he does well.
Okay.
My biggest problem with him is here. I think he relies way too much on this one word that you hear far too often, in my opinion, now in sports. You hear that word, analytics. So I think he relies a lot on the analytics to dictate what he's going to call. And I think where he struggles is when he has to make those in-game adjustments. He can't do them on the fly because he's looking at the charts and the analytics. Sometimes during the course of a game, you got to just simply take what's being given to you, and you got to come off script. I've called plays both ways. I've called plays with the script, and by play 2 or 3, I'm like, man, this ain't working. I got
you already know.
Yeah, so but you can tell, and I'll go back to the game last week out in San Diego. I was like confused, like on the last two series. I'm like, what in the world is like going on? Like, I'm like, those plays aren't the plays that we need to be calling here. We need to chew up some of this clock a little bit, you know. But I don't know him. I'm not in the room with him. I don't work for the Browns organization at all. But I'm assuming this man has oodles and oodles of analytics, and that's what's in his ear. And he's saying we got to stick to the script. I'm gonna need you to come off that script a little bit. No, that's just me.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, Double A. You good?
No, real quick. To those last two drives in the LA game, when he set out at 3rd and 9, I'm going to run a draw instead of letting Baker try to make a play. I think Stefanski said all he needed to say about what he thinks about Baker in game time situations. So I
can agree with that.
Yeah,
because you know who you have. I mean, that's another thing with play calling. You know, as a coach, what your players' strong points are, and you like, I don't have a play call for him to make that. So with that point that you just made, that's very telling. You're correct.
Mm-hmm. My thing is, real quick before we move on to the next question, I got a problem. I'm about get your money. Kick the damn field goal.
Always.
How many times have
that burns me up too?
dude, I'd be like, it would have changed the complexity of the Chargers game. If he had a kick, it would have been 45-47. Then situationally, he wouldn't have had to try to push it downfield and Baker throwing. I'm like, dude, come on, man. That's what be killing me, man. Them points gonna bite you in your ass. Get your money. This is an NFL, not
but the analytics telling him 4th and 2, man. He can get it. No, man.
That's Matt. That's Matt is telling him 4th and 2. Go for it.
I need you to get that free, bro.
Matt is telling him.
I need that. We need that money. All right. So, wow. So speaking of which, you know, the defense is, you know, we beat up right now. Should we try to make any trades, any moves to try to strengthen the depth on this team? What do y'all think, man? Should we leave everything alone? Should we ride with what we got? Or should we try to make a move?
I think we stand pat, man. You know, I think the front seven, I think is fairly healthy. I think with Clowney, I mean, I expected Clowney to miss some games, man. That's his career. So exactly. I mean, you know, that one wasn't shocking. You know, some of them young backers, I like to see them get back on the field, you know, at full strength. But where we're really struggling is that back half, man. That secondary is just, man, they tore up everywhere. And my thing with a trade is, or bringing somebody in, if you ain't gonna bring in a dog, then
don't do it.
Roll with them young guys and let them get healthy. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Double A.
Can we trade Joe Woods?
Man, don't even get me started on his ass, dude. I'm trying to refrain, but go ahead, though.
I was going to say that's what
he doing.
Do you guys want to play defensively?
He banged up over there, man. Y'all got to give that man some slack, man.
I ain't giving him shit.
I tried. Out here looking like a 90s R&B singer. I tried. No.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. What you was saying, no, man? Was you saying something else? I'm sorry.
No. I'm just that's the move. No, I know they can't make that move. They fire him instead.
Hey, I was calling for his head last year. For real.
I mean, what else do you need? I mean, do you need Hall of Famers in that secondary? He's still going to screw it up. The issues in the secondary, you know, I get it. You know, Denzel Ward, you know, he's had injury issues. You know, luckily for Denzel, he's in the same draft class as Baker, so people are not at his behind, you know, like Baker. But Denzel, you know, we need a little bit more. You know, he does good things. He can cover. He can do the right things. But Denzel would probably benefit more, back in the day when DBs could do more, against the receivers. He's more of a physical cornerback, and he really can't do much, in the NFL with his game, with coverage with these rules. But in the secondary, it doesn't matter who's back there. It doesn't matter, what's going on. When you give up blown coverage, when you're talking about letting Hopkins wide open and scoring, slipping by, this defense gave up 26 points in the fourth quarter against the Chargers. And 2 of those touchdowns were from blown coverage.
Yep.
So, look, you're in the NFL. I get, that game, it was backups. Okay. So, with starters, you can't cover Hopkins. Nobody can cover Hopkins. Nobody knows, what to do. So, that's telling me not only is Joe Woods failing on Sundays, he's failing between Monday and Saturday. He's not coaching his defense, as far as like, what do we need to do, when these things happen. And then the other thing, goal line situations, and we're playing zone. Defensively, you're playing zone. Like, you got playmakers there. You got John Johnson III, who was a stud before he came here. Now he's just another guy.
And
like, what is like
the sadness? This is where players come to die. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, Double A. I don't know what Johnson was going on in his head, especially in the KC game. Don't get me wrong, the Cheetah's a bad dude, but I was like, dude, this nigga had 30 yards. Like, come on, Kim, we wasn't going for that in Sandusky. You know that, bro. Come on,
right. But, and I get it. Look, defensively, the NFL is about the offense, but even if everything comes together for the Browns and the Browns can make a run, defensively, how can you trust Joe Woods to have a good game plan defensively? Like, we should have had like 3 or 4 blowouts last year, but because they like zone defense and they don't like communicating, they don't like working on the details during the week, every game, we can't have an easy game. And defensively, it's never going to happen until either Joe Woods is no longer here or Joe Woods is traded. This is what happened.
Here's my thing, because I said that they banged up over there, but here's the frustrating thing for me when it comes to the Browns D. You got bookends. You got 2 of the best bookends in the game.
Supposedly.
If you don't turn up the heat, man, blitz, bring boys, take some chances. I mean, you sitting back there in that soft zone, giving the quarterback
all day,
all the time in the world. Eventually, gonna find somebody. At the end of the day, man, turn up the heat, man. Take your chances. If you're gonna take an L, take the L fighting. Don't take the L sitting back there just taking punches. That's the way I look at it.
No doubt. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna move on, man. We up against it. So here it is. Is this the beginning of the end for OBJ? Should we trade him? Should we keep him? Should we just cut him? What y'all think?
I'll let you go first on this one.
Go ahead, Junior. Go ahead, player.
All right, here's my take. Here's my take on OBJ, man. All right. If you go back to OBJ when he was with the Giants, he was a vertical guy. He was down the field. He was stretching the field.
I know what you go say. Go ahead, though.
You haven't seen that in Cleveland, have you?
No.
Now, here's my take. So OBJ is playing with a quarterback that is not a vertical passing quarterback.
Wait a minute. Junior, say that again. Say that again. I need to hear that again to make sure that I ain't crazy.
Look, I look at the game different than most people. I'm telling you, Baker Mayfield is not going to stretch the field. Baker, any receiver that plays with Baker Mayfield is going to be 100% possession receivers because you coming off play action, he's rolling out. There's no sit in the pocket. I'm gonna pick you apart, let you stretch the field. I'm gonna hit you down the seam. You won't see that out of OBJ. So as fans, we come in with this OBJ expectation that he's going to give us the same thing he gave us in New York. When he was in New York, he had Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Eli was that type of quarterback where I'm hitting you vertical. I'm letting you tear up the seams. I'm going to let you do what you do well. So right now, he's just in a bad fit. And here's the thing. This is why everybody, in my opinion, everybody's talking to OBJ, we need the trading thing. It's because he's not the fan favorite. Baker Mayfield is the fan favorite. So if you got a bad marriage, which one you gonna go with? You gonna side with the one that you like. And that's why everybody want to push OBJ out. You get him a vertical quarterback, OBJ still got it in the tank, man. I'm telling you.
Stephen A. Smith said he would like to see OBJ go to Green Bay. Now, if that happened, you can wrap that shit up because Aaron know how to get that ball out of there.
He a vertical receiver, man. There's different type of receivers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a vertical guy. There's a possession guy. I mean, they're just different. I mean, and he's being made to be the possession guy, and that's not his game.
Exactly.
So you're saying basically, if Lamar Jackson was with OBJ, if Aaron Rodgers was with OBJ, let's see, like you name the quarterback, who can distribute down. Joe Burrow was with OBJ. I mean, so here's my thing too. here's my thing. OBJ right now with his play, there's very limited trade value, right now for OBJ. Like, you could trade him. What are you going to get out of it right now?
Nothing.
You're not going to get a thing. So you got to make it work. You don't have a choice. At the end of the year, you're going to have to make it work. But you do have a point. You do have a huge point, though. There's something going on up here with OBJ. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on up here. But when you watch him play, it's just do you guys think that he believes that I ain't trying to go this hell. Do you guys believe when you watch OBJ play football and you see the balls that are being thrown to him, do you think he looks at Baker and thinks he's a good quarterback?
I know he don't. I know he don't.
No.
I know he don't.
No.
I don't even have to be around him to know he don't. I can just see it in his demeanor and the way he carries himself on the field.
Yeah.
No.
And it's just, and look, Case Keenum is not any better. I mean, it is what it is. But the difference, it's one thing for Case Keenum to play like that because he's the backup quarterback. He's the guy who he's your backup. He's there to win games when needed, but he is a backup. It's another thing if he's as good as your franchise quarterback. That's a problem. And what OBJ does everything else right. You need him to block, he's going to get those blocks down the field. You need OBJ to take up, to be double teamed, he's going to do that. When Jarvis Landry's out there with OBJ, you need Jarvis to get open. Let OBJ be out there and run. He runs hard. The only thing he's not doing consistently is catching the football, which is a big part of the job. But again,
it's a big part of the job.
Yeah, right. That's the number one job. You got to catch the footballs. But again, talking about maximizing strengths, that's just not happening. With OBJ, and I think you make a good point. If he's not available to be vertical down the field and just throw it up, blame Eli Manning for a lot of things, but Eli Manning can put the football up in the air. Eli Manning can drive the ball down the field. You look at the receivers that Eli Manning had, even, his last couple seasons, with Shepard and all those guys. The one thing you could say was that they were driving down the field. Now Eli was turning the ball over, but he was driving down the field. So I think it's something, honestly, if you do want to save Odell Beckham Jr., you're going to have to bring in another quarterback if Baker shuts it down for the year. Give a call to Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers could, he could drive the ball down the field. I'm not a fan. I don't know about Cam. I don't know about Cam.
Watson available.
All right, hey fellas, we got
smaller people. Never mind.
Hey, we got to get to the last question, man. Since we were talking about that, how well do you think Case Keenum performed in his first NFL start, and can he lead the Browns to the playoffs? I didn't say Super Bowl, but can he get the Browns to the playoffs? Can we salvage this season?
I'll lead with what I said earlier. Did Trent Dilfer win a Super Bowl?
Brad Johnson did too. They wasn't that good either. I don't think Joe Flacco was that good. But
all you got to do is get the pieces and parts, one, healthy, two, and find somebody who can get those pieces and parts the ball where they need to get the ball. And I want to hit on this, and I'm gonna let you answer about OBJ. I'm gonna go back to the OBJ pass catching thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you one quick point. How many times OBJ is gotten the ball right out of a break?
Come again?
How many times has OBJ gotten the ball right out of the break to make a clean catch?
Ball placement.
Yeah. There you go.
Not a lot.
But I think Case Keenum, I like what I saw the other night, man. I'm not expecting him to make the Pro Bowl by any means, man. Look, all I need you to do is don't fumble the snap, hand the ball off, and get them boys on the perimeter of the ball, and we good. And I think the defense will shore up eventually. We'll be fine. Yeah. Now, I ain't saying Super Bowl, but we're definitely going to the playoffs.
Okay. Double A?
He had an okay start. He did his job. He did his job. Denver's a bad team. Denver beat up on bad teams, and now they're getting exposed. So it is what it is. Case, he's a backup quarterback. He's limited. He doesn't really have that much arm strength. So I think that's going to be a problem. I think when you're going to be expected to compete in shootouts because you got the Joe Woods defense. So you're going to be expected to complete in shootouts. And I don't think Case Keenum is talented enough to do it. So as far in this division, as far as the even just playoffs, I don't think so with Case Keenum. I think you're gonna need to make some phone calls. You're gonna need to see, again, I mentioned some of the quarterbacks, before they're sitting, just for the rest of the seat, see what they're doing, see what's going on, see if they can come in and at least, just for this season. Because again, you mentioned it before, roster-wise, this offense is good enough if you have the right quarterback to win the whole effing show. Mm-hmm. And they're good enough right now. So you can't waste that. And knowing the Browns and knowing this fan base, they're going to probably still, at some point down the road, pay Baker. It may not be the 40, but it's going to be something. And once you pay him, then that roster goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
And that's that. So you have, and again, that's because you're going to have fans, certain fans beg, oh, we need Baker. Oh, we need Baker. He's been our best quarterback over the last 30 years, blah, 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 blah. And they can't separate business. And they're going to be forced, they're going to make that move. So with this roster, you have got to, even if it's somebody like a Phillip Rivers, I'm not a fan of Cam, but at least explore it. See,
it's an upgrade. Trust me.
Yeah. Try it. Cam's better than Case. I'll say that. And so see how it would go. Maybe if there's a quarterback out there that you could trade, at least for this season. I know Matt Ryan has an expiring contract. That might be a little tricky, but, figure something out. You're going to have to bring somebody else in to go to the playoffs and perhaps make that run.
Man, you know what? We up against it. It's crazy you say, because I'm trying. I don't hate Baker Mayfield. I
don't either. I don't either. I know it sounds like that, but I don't either.
I know. But see, when we keeping it real, people get upset. And I just want everybody who watch the show when it come out later on, we're not hating on Baker. We want everybody on this panel want the man to succeed. We just not sure he can. That's it is what it is. So, like I said, don't be butthurt because we might be talking about your favorite player or whatnot. It's certain angles we see things from. We're entitled to do that. We you know what I'm saying? Everybody's an armchair quarterback. We play good money. We want to see it. But I respect everybody's opinions. I know y'all do. And you take the good with the bad. So we kind of in a pickle, but hopefully we'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
You know. All right, y'all. Any closing arguments, man? We got it. We up against. We got to go. Double A, you got anything you want to say before we sign off, player?
I just said I'll just say, every week in the NFL, you're facing a tough team, and if you want to go to that next level, you got to play like it. You can't have minimum wage thoughts. You got to. if you're the Browns, you got to think. With the roster you got right now, championship. And if you're not there, then that's a problem, so they're going to have to figure this out. And it was a problem before Baker got hurt. And now you're going to have to make some tough decisions and have the balls to make those decisions so you can make that Super Bowl run.
No doubt. Junior?
Yeah, I mean, as a lifelong Browns fan, man, I'm tired of saying that whole wait till next year thing.
I was thinking it too.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just to the point now, man, where it's boom or bust for me, man. It's you throw all the chips out there, man, and you just go all in, whatever that means. I think it's set up for them pretty well this year if they can get the quality play. You can't use the excuse we don't have the pieces anymore. The pieces are there. Mm-hmm. It's just putting it all together and keeping it on the field. And one last point. I'm gonna ask y'all one question.
Go ahead.
Did you see a significant drop in quarterback play Thursday night as opposed to what you've seen all year?
Honestly, I thought it was the first quarter when they made the first couple drives. I thought the drives, I'm going to tell you what, your boy, this is what I noticed. And see, they're going to be jumping on me because they feel like I'm attacking Baker. Baker doesn't like to check the ball down. He's staring receivers down. He's looking for that. Get open. He won't see. You see all these people open. He won't check it down. Take what the defense gives you. Case Keenum did that. So that was the offense looked a little bit more fluid to me. And it is what it is.
The other part of my point with that is the strength is in the Browns running game, man.
Exactly.
Feed them boys the ball. And
Johnson was a beast.
And that young bull came off the bench the other night, man. He showed me they got a little bit more than just Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Well, he did that last year with his opportunities, but because of them two, he don't get a chance to shine like.
But think about the division you play in.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the division you play in, and think about the weather that you gonna see later on in the year.
Yeah, you got to run the ball in Ohio, baby.
Feed them boys, man, and that's gonna open up everything downfield, man. We're gonna be all right. We cool. We just gotta get healthy.
No doubt. Hey, y'all, Double A, anything? You good? You good?
No, no. We pretty much said we needed. Ernest Johnson was a beast. He was a beast. And if you feel like you got three top tier tailbacks, maybe you explore. You're not all three can't get top quality playing time. So Ernest Johnson, he made some money on Thursday. Oh, yeah. He made some money, whether it's for us or for another team. He made some money on Thursday.
No doubt. Well, we got to go up against it, man. I want to thank Junior Keith for coming on the show. Junior, I appreciate you, my brother.
Anytime, man. You know you my dude.
No doubt, my brother. Double A 92.3 The Fan. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for coming on. This is a very interesting conversation.
I can't wait for you to call in again after if the Browns don't pull it off against the Steelers.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Like I said, matter of fact, I'm gonna say it now, man. Ken and them wrong. They wrong, dog. They wrong because I told them boys that dude wasn't worth like less than 20 minutes, cut me off. I was like, I got you. I got you. Yeah, Kid Carmen, I'm talking shit. I'm coming to get you. It is what it is, bro.
Well, they better not lose to the Steelers, man. They better not.
Hey, that's a whole other comment. We'll save for next week. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to TMDE Week 7. Browns, hey, they taking a break. It is what it is. Thank my special guests. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And go Browns, bitches. We out.